Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It is Friday. Good to have you with us on this finally Friday, and it's also Film Friday. We've got a big show lined up today. My co-host this morning, Randee Ramsey, joining me from the Swamp Project, also instructor for us here at HCC. Good to see her this morning, Randee.
Good morning. Looking forward to the weekend. How about you?
I'm always looking forward to the weekend. I was looking forward to the weekend on Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday, I was looking forward to the weekend because it seemed like the week lasted at least 3 weeks. Longest week ever.
I absolutely 100% agree. It feels like Monday was 2 years ago.
It does, doesn't it? Anyway, it's good to have all of you with us on this Friday. We're wrapping up a crazy week. We're glad to be here this morning, and it's good to have you with us, watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. We are here every Monday through Friday, just about every Monday through Friday, when HCC is in session, live at 10 a.m. If you don't catch the live show, Randee, don't fret, because there are many ways they can watch us.
That's right. While we're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page and YouTube, we're also on X, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 Monday through Friday.
Okay, so mentioned it's Film Friday. A returning guest, good to have him with us again this morning. Cary Darling is the art and entertainment editor at the Houston Chronicle. Good to see you, Cary. Thanks for being here this morning. I think you're muted still.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. Yeah, good to have you with us. So we're in the middle of the fall, holiday season on the way, and we've got some great movies you're going to preview for us, right?
Yeah, there's a lot coming out, Wicked and a lot more.
A lot of stuff. All right, we're going to break it down. Randee and Cary will be talking in a few minutes. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes there, Cary. Okay, we're going to kick things off. It's Fashion Friday as well. Let's see, finally Friday, Film Friday, and Fashion Friday. This holiday season is coming up. That means parties and great outfits to wear to those parties. HCC can help with inspiration from its fashion archive. Denise Hullet is an archivist with HCC's Fashion Archive. Good to see you, Denise. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about the archive.
Yeah, no, we've covered this before on our shows, but for people who aren't that familiar, it's a pretty incredible project that was taken up a few years ago, and you guys have made some incredible progress on it. Give us an overview for people who aren't familiar with this fashion archive.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to start with it's probably HCC's most hidden secret, which I'm trying to keep from being. People need to know what we have. We are the largest community college fashion archive in the country, second largest archive in the state of Texas. And it was started in the 80s. It was just something with the Kay King, who was the director of the fashion department. She was just getting clothes for the students to see. And in the 2000s, we had Elizabeth Brown, a big donor from the Northeast, who gave us over 5,000 pieces, going all the way back to the 1700s. Designer names, couture, as well as historic pieces. And since then, we've really grown the collection with a lot of help from the community, from our professors. And 6 years ago, we started our digitization phase, getting everything online so people can see the items. You can come in person and see them, but you can also see them online, and people access our digital archive from around the world.
So it's access from around the world, but this also keeps, I guess, the students, when they want to see these pieces, they can see them in person, but it keeps these pieces from being damaged, or every time you take them out, there's something done to them, worn on. But anyone can access this, not just the ones inside the college, correct?
Absolutely. Again, first and foremost, it is a tool for our students. They are able to come in with classes, and professors can check out the pieces. I do tours all the time for the students, focusing on whatever technique they're learning. But what's so nice is they can go online, and so can students or fashion connoisseurs from around the world can go online, click on it, search by title, designer, by fabric, by style, and they get close-ups of the materials, the techniques. We have a really fantastic photographer, Shane Qureshi, who just does an amazing job with digitizing it all.
And you have recently collaborated with Stages Theater. What was that all about?
Oh, those are really amazing collaborations. We are grant funded at the archive, and the Keating Foundation is who is funding us right now. And they're also huge patrons of the art and help with Stages Theater. So it's kind of set up like, what could we do? And they recently ran a play called Miss Rhythm, the story of Ruth Brown, or the legend of Ruth Brown, from August until October. And we thought, what could we do to make, showcase what we have, but also to promote their play? So what we did was we set up a display with fashions based on looks that we saw Ruth Brown wear. And we had that in the lobby for patrons to see. It was a really cool display.
Can you tell us a little bit about the pieces you selected for the installation?
Yeah. So what we did is we looked online about what she was wearing, fashions of the time, trying to get as close as possible as photographs we saw from her book, as well as what we could find online. And then we would go through the archive. So we mostly focused on the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So finding outfits that just matched the pictures and set up that display.
What would you like to see as the archive moves in the future? I mean, you guys have done so much in the past few years. What's next and what's your vision?
I would like the community as HCC, but also as a whole, to know what we have and what a treasure it is. I mean, not very many fashion students have this opportunity to have this at their fingertips, and that's huge. And I would like to get more funding for the archive to make sure that we are able to keep on in the future. We are bursting at the seams. So my biggest hope is that one day we get our own building.
That would be something to behold. But, hey, it's a great time to be at HCC right now, so I'm sure that's not out of the question. Let me ask you this, because a lot of people are wondering, you've got an archive with all these incredible pieces. What's the oldest piece you have, and what's your favorite piece personally?
Oh, I'll start with the oldest piece. There is one shoe from the 1750s. This is our oldest piece. I don't know why there's just one and not two, but that is the oldest piece. My favorite goes by day. I find something new that I love every single day, but right now I'm really into the 60s, and we just have some wonderful pieces, and we are starting to digitize even more right now. We just started phase 4 of our digitization, so you'll see some of my favorite pieces being digitized, as well as pieces we know other people will enjoy.
I've been known in the past to frequent thrift stores, and for some reason it seemed like they were better maybe 10 years ago. You could find cool stuff there, and I like getting vintage pieces from the 70s. I'd get some vintage shirts. I still have a few. How do you find pieces for this archive? Do you ever go to thrift stores and say, you know what, that's a great find, I'm going to pick it up?
We absolutely do. All of us in the archive team do it, and then Alex Chapman is the curator, and he's also one of our fashion professors in the department. And he is probably our second biggest donor. And he's a huge thrift store person. I've gone with him. He has an eye for fashion like no one you've ever seen. And he can find something in a rack that we would all maybe just passed up, but that, just wows us.
What's your most valuable piece? Because I know you get a lot of big donations.
So there's two. We have a Charles James Clover dress, which it is, if you're not in fashion, you might not know about it, but it's a very quintessential fashion designer's dress. The Met has one, and it was actually in the Manil for a while. We have that. It is in a stage of disrepair, not because of how we're storing it, just because of its age, but it is probably one of the most sought after pieces sometimes. We actually have had people want to study it. Our most valuable is a gown with precious metals on it.
Wow. And I guess these seem to, I'd ask for $1 value in these, but I guess in a lot of ways they're priceless.
Yes. Yeah. We don't have all the time. Sometimes when people donate, they will give us the estimated value, but we don't. The collection itself is millions of dollars. Yeah.
If someone has something that they think they would like to donate, how do they go about doing that?
So we do have a process of things that we're accepting and things we're not because of space, but we are looking for couture items, Houston, Texas history items, streetwear, shoes, accessories, and they have to be we try to get them in good condition. If it's something that has some historic value, we can have it not be in perfect condition because students can still study it, but they just contact me or Alex, our curator, and we get that process going.
All right, we're going to have some information in our social media post after the show. Once again, how can people find you guys online?
If you just search the Fashion Archive, Houston Community College, we come right up. And if you also, my information should be on there. Alex's information is on there. And we're always happy to give tours to the public as well as our students.
Denise Hullet is the HCC Fashion Archives archivist, and she's joined us this morning. Great project you guys have there, and we're pulling for that new building.
Got to dream big.
Got to dream big. Thanks, Denise. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, as mentioned, Fashion Friday, finally Friday, and it's Film Friday as well. Randee's got a special guest from the Houston Chronicle coming up. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
And we're back with our Film Friday guest, Cary Darling, Arts and Entertainment Editor for the Houston Chronicle. Welcome back to the show, Cary.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited, and it's been so long since I've seen you. Ages and ages. It was like at an event at the River Oaks a while ago. But let's dive right in because you have a lot to cover. Let's talk about films this fall. There's a lot going on.
A lot going on. Well, opening today is one called Blitz. It's from the director Steve McQueen, who directed 12 Years a Slave and Shame, and it stars Saoirse Ronan, and it's set during the Blitz, when the Germans were bombing London during World War II. It's a very sort of exciting, compelling drama, and it's sort of opening sort of quietly, but I think a lot of people should go see it.
Well, it's been on my list for a couple of months now. I'm a big fan of that particular director and their work.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's very compelling. It's it's heartwarming in some ways. It's a thriller in other ways. It's a very well done.
And on a little bit more popular side, Populous, Gladiator 2.
Yeah, that comes out in a couple of weeks, November 22nd. It's there was a screening last night. I know that there's an embargo, so I don't know how much I can say about it. But I think if you like the first Gladiator, I think you'll like this one. And Denzel Washington is pretty fantastic in it.
I mean, when is Denzel not really fantastic, right?
That's true.
Denzel.
Yeah.
Okay. What about I don't know, what are your other kind of unknown faves coming up this fall?
Well, there's speaking of Denzel, and it also is starts at iPick today. Starts on Netflix November 22nd. Is The Piano Lesson, based on the August Wilson play. It's produced by Denzel Washington and stars his son John David Washington. So it's sort of a family affair. And again, like I said, it's based on the lauded August Wilson play. And that starts today at iPick, but it lands on Netflix in 2 weeks on the 22nd.
I was lucky enough to be at the opening.
Oh, you were?
Of the play. Yeah, I worked in New York for a long time, and in LA. So
right.
It's brilliant.
Yes. I saw it here at the Ensemble Theater, I believe. But yes, it's a fantastic play.
And what else? I know we have Wicked, and that's coming, and we've been all hearing about that. So
right. And advance word on it is that Wicked, it also opens on the 22nd of November, for Thanksgiving. Variety said it's the world is not quite ready for how great Wicked is. So with advance word like that, I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I think the talent in it is really great. But I mean, anything else that's like a must not miss, even if you don't hear about it, you got to see it.
There's a film that opened last week called Honora, an indie film from Sean Baker, who did Red Rocket a couple of years ago, which was shot in Galveston and Texas City. This one is shot in New York. But all of his work, he did the Florida Project, he did Tangerine, and it's another sort of a look at sort of lower class, working class life in America, and it's pretty fantastic.
Where can we see that in town? Because I haven't seen. Where's it playing?
It opened last week at the River Oaks, and I think a couple other places.
I got to keep up on that. The River Oaks, speaking of the River Oaks, has so much going on that it's easy to miss things.
Easy to miss. Yeah.
I must have missed it. And I check that website every couple of days now.
Right, because they always have so many revivals going on and live comedy now. It can be easy to miss. You really have to study their website.
Well, is there anything coming up there that I should make sure to see in the next couple of weeks?
At the River Oaks specifically, like I said, Blitz opens today there. I think it's at iPick as well. I'm not sure exactly what they have coming up at the River Oaks specifically.
Am I going to see you at the Houston Cinema Arts Society Festival at something in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, I'm going tonight for the Reality Bites screening.
Oh, that sounds really fun. I have kids. I have kid stuff, so I have to miss it. I'm looking forward to the John Waters.
That's on the 14th. Yeah, he'll be there for the Hairspray.
So there's just so much stuff, like so much.
A lot going on.
Tendaberry was really good. I got lucky enough. Yeah, I got lucky enough to see a bit of it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to go last night, but I've heard good things about it.
So in the world of Cary Darling, with everything that's going on, Thanksgiving week, we're all off from school. There's lots. Give me a couple of things that you're like really looking forward to doing, seeing, happening, being out and about for.
Well, like I said, Gladiator 2 opens. So if you like Denzel Washington, you like action movies, as Saturday Night Live reminded us, it's all guys like, think about ancient Rome at least, a few times a day if you saw that skit. I think it's a real crowd pleaser. I think everyone will like it. And obviously Wicked, it sounds like it's a real crowd pleaser as well.
Okay, I am a little bit dubious about the new Lion King movie.
I know it's directed by Barry Jenkins, who did Midnight. So this is a very Moonlight, sorry. So it's a very different sort of film for him, an animated film. But the voice cast, includes Beyonce, Seth Rogen, Donald Glover. I mean, it's an interesting mix of personalities. So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think it's like, I guess because I loved Lion King so much that I'm a little, it has a great, great cast, great talent, but you're always just like, oh, please don't ruin something for me.
Right. I think if Barry Jenkins is doing it, I think it'll at least be very interesting.
But visually unique because he has a very particular style. So it'll be interesting, you're right, to see what he does with animation, because this is his first animated film, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I love it when directors branch out and do new stuff. How about the Nickel Boys?
Oh, I've seen that. It's quite good. It's Ramel Ross, who did an indie film called Hale County this evening, a few years ago that was well liked. But this is obviously his first sort of major film, and it's quite good, based on the Colson Whitehead novel, based on a true story about the two African American young men who were boys who were sent to a reform school in Florida in the 60s and their experiences.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it. I just literally read something about it yesterday, and I was like, how did I not know this was coming up?
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing.
All right, I'm going to ask you about another popular one, Moana 2. Have you seen it yet?
No, there haven't been screenings yet, but it's Dwayne Johnson and Auli Carvalho as the girl, and I expect it to be, I expect it to be pretty good. We'll see if they can, have the same success as they had with the first one.
Well, it had like a really beautiful joie de vivre, the first one,
Yeah.
and so if they can recapture that, I think that might be a lot of fun.
And it'll be, families are always looking for movies, especially around the holiday time. So this opens November 27th. So I'm sure it'll be, do really well at the box office.
Well, it's easy to avoid awkward dinner table conversation if you have a movie to talk about. You know what I mean?
True. That's true.
It can be a holiday lifesaver. How about The Brutalist? I have limited knowledge about this one. I just saw a quick blurb, so fill me in.
And advance word on it is that it's fantastic. There's Oscar buzz for Adrian Brody. It's set during the World War II era. He plays an architect who flees Europe and comes to America to further his career. It's 3 hours and 35 minutes, but there is a 15-minute intermission. But yeah, advance word on it is that it's quite good. It was I believe it was at the Austin Film Festival, and there was a lot of buzz out of it from there.
Were you at AFF this year?
No, I didn't go.
I didn't go either this year. I was like, half the people I know are like, oh, I missed it. I don't know. It came and it went, and I don't know what happened. It was very odd. One last question. I'm just going to ask you. All of us have holiday movies that we watch over and over and over again. So what's yours?
Oh gosh, does Die Hard count?
Yeah, absolutely. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I will go to my death saying
Right.
that. 100%.
And of course, if I'm in a more sentimental mood, It's a Wonderful Life, of course, always works.
Yes, that's always a good one. We have Holiday Inn on repeat at the holidays at our house, and
Right.
a couple of others. But I always find it interesting which one families have. But
Right.
you know what, Cary, the fact that Die Hard is one of yours, that makes me like you just a little bit more than I already did,
Well, I'm a sucker for a good action film, so
Well, aren't we all? And that is like prime Bruce Willis. But also as a screenwriting teacher, there's a whole fight sequence in the film, and it says they fight, period. And
right.
for me as a screenwriter, I think that's genius. It's like, you guys figure that out.
Right,
I'm
right,
just telling you they got to fight here.
right.
Well, Cary Darling, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to catching up with you at the HCAS Festival this week. I hope I get to see you IRL, which would be
Yeah.
nice.
Right, right.
And thanks for coming. And we'll have links to all your stuff in our post after the show. Everybody, Cary Darling, Arts and Entertainment Editor for the Houston Chronicle, and our Film Friday guest. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up after a quick commercial break, Todd and I will be back with some news and announcements.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. A few announcements of things happening across the district. HCC's Counseling and Ability Services, partnering with Aid to the Victims of Domestic Abuse, is offering the intersection of domestic abuse and human trafficking. Now, this is a virtual session. It's open to all HCC students, faculty, and staff. Important event happening Monday, November the 11th. Check our post after the show where you can get information to log into this live session. Also, we have Wonderful Wednesdays happening across the district, Randee.
That's right. Wednesdays through December 4th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Student Life Building at the East Side campus is a chance for our students to meet employers, hiring for full part-time positions. This recurring event aims to facilitate the opportunity for students to meet potential employers, explore job prospects, and check out new career pathways. So make sure to check our post after the show for more info.
For the sake of time, I just want to let everyone know that we have registration for the spring, get ready, wait for it, 2025 session. That's right. right around the corner. Register now for classes. We have 2 ways of learning completely online, hybrid classes, labs, and also in-person classes as well. Go to hccs.edu/apply. Monday's Veterans Day, we'll look at the events happening across the district here at HCC, and Mental Health Monday is happening as well. Randee, so
you say Randee and Mental Health Monday, like I am in desperate need. And you know what? I'm just going to own that and say 100% right now for sure.
We all can improve mental health. Who can't improve their mental health, right? I was going to mention, I'm excited about Gladiator 2. I didn't think they could pull it off logically, but I read the plot. This makes sense. I heard some plots over the past, they've been talking about this for a decade. Some of the plots were just insane. This one makes sense, kind of true to the original.
I mean, people love a Gladiator movie. They love Denzel. Look, if it can get me out of talking to people at holiday dinners, let's do it.
I'm all about that. And speaking of holiday movies, I've got to watch, of course, Die Hard 1, but Die Hard 2 was also a holiday movie. Think about it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Die Hard.
It was a holiday movie as well. So they just kind of leaned right into that. But you can't, Christmas Story, #1, and Christmas Vacation. They're kind of, interchangeable to me. Either one, I watch them all.
My father-in-law, a retired full bird colonel, I'm just going to be honest, is a hardcore Hallmark Christmas movie junkie. So anything that I can do to like hop off that channel for a few hours,
yeah,
I'm going to do it. Not that there's anything wrong with Hallmark movies. We should all enjoy it. God bless us all. We all could use a little joy, happy warmth.
Yeah, but I like plain milk too every now and then, just not maybe once a year. But hey, we are running out of time. Randee, thanks for being here today. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy it. Go Texans. And we'll see you Monday on Veterans Day.